Hello beautiful planty people. It's Scully and welcome to Scully's Creations, where we talk about plants and occasionally do a creative project here and there. If that sounds like your thing, your jam, please subscribe. Make sure you hit the bells to be notified next time I put out a planty video. Okay, so I am so excited for this month. We are doing February favorites, and as you've noticed, your plants have probably put out some new growth and they're just been perked up a little bit more because 'tis the spring is coming and they know it. They really do. It's like, ooh, a little bit more sun out. It's a little warmer. They are loving it and I am here for it. So I'm really excited for today's video because we have a lot of cool plants to show you today, and let's just get started. First plant that we're going to talk today about is actually going to be the Philodendron Burley Marks, Philodendron Burley Marks Varigata. And I've shown you this plant before. Last time I showed you this plant, it was one of my wish list plants and I got it, so I was really excited that I got a wish list plant because how are you not excited when you get your wish list plants? I mean, it's a wish list for a reason, right? Duh! Yeah. But anywho, last time I showed you this plant, it basically has stayed the same since the last time I showed y'all. Originally, I had this plant in my tank and it was kind of too big for it, and I had other high humidity plants that really needed that high humidity, so I ended up taking this out. And I think because of that, the growth really slowed down. So it basically just had these growth points and they weren't doing anything. I was giving it liquid dirt like normal, every watering, but it just like wasn't doing anything. And again, that also could be because of the winter, but I ended up moving this plant not only closer to the window so it got higher light, but I also put it right next to a humidifier, and let me tell you, the growth has definitely increased. So I just recently got this new leaf and oh my goodness, like as you can see, it's still very soft. It's not as dark or as like hard as this one, but this plant has really good variegation in its stem. Or there you go. It has really good variegation in its stem, so because of that, you're gonna get a pretty nice variegated plant, but because also of the high light, it just popped out with this beauty and I am loving it. And all of this, although that was already there, they've been getting longer. So because I've moved it next to the humidifier and again, higher light, it's just been living life and really appreciating that. So this again is the Philodendron Burley Marks Varigata. Quick care guide on this, just water it when the soil is completely dry. I also have noticed that it does droop a little bit when it needs water, but it's not something that's super noticeable if you're not like paying attention to it quite often. But I do notice it because I just notice when my plants are a little bit more droopy because I've just been around them a little bit longer, so you get to know your plants as they live with you. So anyways, it does get just a little bit droopy when it needs water, but as far as humidity goes, it's not necessary. However, they will grow faster and appreciate the high humidity. So if you have it next to a humidifier, like I said, I've noticed that that really has made a big difference. And because it's a variegated plant, it does want higher light, but not direct sunlight. You want to have it like filtered. It gets direct sunlight from inside, but again, I have a screen, so it's not like I have it outside in direct sunlight where the leaves are burning, because I'm pretty sure these leaves would burn. But anyways, this again is the Burley Marks Varigata. So anyway, so cute. On to the next plant. All right, this next plant is gonna be a Syngonium Starlight, and look at those leaves, that variegation. She is just a cutie. She lives in my tank, so she's getting high humidity, pretty much like 95% humidity. Like that thing is humid. Sometimes I open it to air it out, but the plants that are in there pretty much want very high humidity. And I have yet to transition this plant out of its high humidity because I was told when I got this plant that she was in high humidity and that I should probably leave it in high humidity because it was still rooting. Now, it is definitely rooted in there and is now officially growing. We have, if I can show you that little baby right there. Yeah, that little baby is a new leaf. She is a slow grower.
Many months later.
So if you want a Starlight that is already big and bushy, you are gonna pay a little bit more for it. But if that's what you want, awesome. If you do want something that is slow and is gonna stay pretty, like, is basically gonna stay this size for months and months and months, then this is a great plant. It's especially a great plant like if you're gonna have a tank and you want something there, but that isn't gonna grow out the tank a lot because it's such a slow grower. This is a really good plant for that. So syngoniums for the most part appreciate high humidity, and this one has as far as watering goes, I don't really have to water her because again, because she's in that high humidity, I think because she's in that high humidity, her soil medium pretty much stays very moist and remains moist for a very long time.
However, you do want to water when she's fully dry and her leaves will droop. She's also about 4 feet from a south-facing window, so bright and direct light.
I am thinking of maybe transitioning her out. I don't know. I just don't want to mess with it because I really do love this plant. I do have a few more of these, so I'm gonna play around with those as far as like keeping it out of high humidity and see what happens. But for this plant, for now, this one especially, I'm just gonna leave it in the tank for now. Because again, it doesn't take up much room in the tank. It's just like in a little corner in its own like little thing, and because it's such a slow grower, it's not really outgrowing the tank. There are plants that are definitely outgrowing the tank, but this one isn't. This one just is just staying like really cute and little. It's just, it looks, sometimes I look at these plants and they just really look fake. I mean, look at that leaf. And not only is the coloring of this plant like really pretty, but they're like weird. It's like a weird shape, like a pointy shape. So it is very different than most syngoniums. And as a syngonium lover, I really appreciate something a little bit different than the average syngonium. But yeah, syngonium Starlight. And the next plant that I'm going to talk about today is going to be this cactus. And this cactus is actually called Fire Golden Copper King. Yeah, it's a mouthful for sure. So this cactus I got last year, and this year, do y'all see that? She's about to bloom, y'all. Like, this will be, drum roll please, my first cactus bloom ever. So I am so excited because, I mean, you see these, right? They put the fake flowers on whenever you buy a cactus and it's not cute. But when a cactus really blooms, like, I've only seen it on like TikTok or Instagram. So the fact that this cactus, my cactus, is blooming, like, what? Anyways, it's really exciting for me. It's my first cactus bloom. Thank you, you know. So anywho, but yeah, so this cactus has actually been really easy to take care of. She sits on the windowsill, yes. She sits there and she gets full sun all day, every day, and she has these little babies. she has these little babies growing, so she kind of already had that, but what's new this year is those blooms, and if by chance they open up before I put this video out, I promise I will put footage of her blooms, like I promise. So let's fingers crossed that she does do that, so I can at least show you the blooms. But yeah, I'm really excited for that. Quick little guide. She is in organic potting mix.
I'm so sorry, I don't know why I said that. She's in cactus soil.
Yeah, she's just in that, and on top of that, she's in terracotta. Terracotta, I really do love for my cacti because they just are plants that they can go a lot longer without water. But yeah, I don't have a set schedule for these plants. I really just water when I remember to water them. Yeah, that's pretty bad plant watering advice, but it's true. That's how I water these plants. There is a cacti that I have that helps me remember to water. And you know what? Let me just pull out that cacti so I can show you. And that's how I go as far as watering goes. Like, 1 second. So this blue torch cactus, this one will get a little bit wrinkly, and once this one is wrinkly and I've obviously seen that the soil is fully dry, then that's when I go ahead and water all of my cacti. So she's the one who basically tells me, hey, we need water, and then that's how I water all of them. And when I do water these cacti, what I'll do is, yeah, I'll put water over it, and the water that's remaining, I will let the terracotta soak up all of that water. So then that way everything is fully saturated and watered, and then also the plant itself is bottom watering. So yeah, that's just how I go about watering. So yeah, once again, this is the Fire Golden Copper King. So long. But yeah, anyways, I'm so excited for those blooms. All right, on to the next plant. This next plant is really exciting because she is just popping off on that growth, and it is just exciting to see. So this is gonna be my Begonia Elsa. And look at that. She has these really dark leaves, basically black, and she has silver speckles, and then the back, check out the back, really dark red. So she looks a lot like a Begonia maculata, but she's not, especially when she comes in. When she comes in, I mean, look at that color. It is very red. This one almost looks pink. It's so cute. It's so freaking cute. I love this plant. I absolutely adore this plant. And not only that, but this is my first cane begonia that's actually lived as long as it has. R.I.P. to the other cane begonias, but it took me a second to learn cane begonias and their watering. And really all you want to do when it comes to cane begonias is just water when the soil is fully dry. If you can do that, they are good. And I do have it closer to the window, so it does get really bright indirect light. So that's the lighting, that's the watering. I haven't messed with the soil. It's still in the same Berger soil mix that it came in. I don't want to mess with it because it has been doing so well. I don't think it's gonna need a repot anytime soon. I'm just gonna let it get fully root bound before I do that. Because again, I just really don't want to mess with this. I'm so terrified that it's gonna on me if I mess with it. So I'm just letting it do its thing. I have staked it up a little bit. Probably need to get a better stake. But yeah, I think that's definitely needed when it comes to cane begonias because they'll totally flop over and they really do need that support. So definitely support your cane begonias. But yes, I really don't have much to say about this other than all of its new growth has just been making me so happy to see. New growth there. There's a new baby there. New baby over here and over here. And you can't, maybe you can, yeah. Do you see right there? Here, let me, actually, one second. Oh yeah, once this part like is like crispy, you can take it off. It's just where what was originally protecting the begonia leaf. But do you see that, little baby? More growth coming on. But yes, I don't have a lot of dark foliage plants, but the ones I do have, I really appreciate the darkness of it. I am getting more into like black plants, but yeah, anyways, this is just definitely one of them. She's gorgeous. She's been really easy to take care of. But anyways, I have just really appreciated her. So one more time for Begonia Elsa. All right, on to the next plant. Okay, so final plant for today's video is gonna be a classic, but she's a beauty. Philodendron Brazil. And let me explain to you why the Brazil is such a beautiful plant, other than the fact that she's just, I mean, look at that. So cute. So cute. So cute. And just if you don't have a Brazil or some type of vining philodendron, like put one in your collection. Like they are so worth it. I mean, like she's just so worth it, especially if you want a vining plant. Like this is it's like I said, she's a classic, but she's a beauty. And fun fact, when you have her in higher light, she actually comes out a little bit pink. Like not too pink, but just a little bit. Do you see that, the peachy stem? So it's sun stressed. So you have a lot of like really pretty colors in a Philodendron Brazil. And like, don't get me wrong, you have some that have reverted. Like I think this whole vine is reverted, but it's one vine in a mix of all of these other really pretty leaves. And not only is this plant really beautiful, but she's really affordable. So you can get a big plant like this for maybe 15 or 20 bucks for a large plant. So if you didn't want to start super small, go for it. They are super easy to take care of. Very similar to a pothos. They droop, the leaves will curl up a little bit when it needs water. I just gave water to this plant yesterday, so she's all propped up and she's happy, but oof, before I definitely was able to tell that she was really droopy and like, oh,
Water would be nice.
like she was not so happy. But I gave her water, and another reason why she's one of my favorites is because I appreciate my hanging plants that I don't have to take down all the time and give them water, and this is one that can go a long time without getting water. So I so appreciate that, because I think I water her maybe once a month. I will probably have to start watering her more often, because obviously, you know, come springtime, just your plants are going to dry out quicker, so they're going to need more water. But also a really good beginner plant, especially if you are wanting to practice and start getting in tuned with those signs of watering. This is a good one to start teaching you. So I think it's a really good beginner plant. I'm pretty sure everyone suggests this plant as a beginner plant. I'm pretty sure I have. So a great, great plant to just have in your collection always. And it doesn't even need to be the Philodendron Brazil. There's Philodendron Silver Stripe. There's Philodendron Ream Splash, Philodendron Rio. There's different varieties of this vining philodendron that you can get. They are going to be a little bit more pricey. However, there's different variegation out there that you can choose from. But as far as care goes, it's going to be the same. And it's just a really nice, beautiful vining plant that every plant parent I think should have in their collection. In my opinion, like, will I have a vining philodendron like this always in my collection? I mean, yes. That's not a question. Like, I will have a vining philodendron like this. Will it always be the Brazil? I don't know. There's so many different varieties. Maybe I might get bored of the Brazil. We don't want to tell her that, but maybe. Anyways, all I'm saying is vining Hartley philodendron is awesome. It's easy, and just get it. Anyways, normal, bright and direct light, water when she's fully dry, or you can wait for those signs, droopy and curled leaves. And as far as soil goes, organic potting mix, orchid bark, and perlite is what I have this plant in. And yeah, Philodendron Brazil, a classic but a cutie. Yes. Oh, I just really appreciate this plant. Thanks. Anyways, I can just continue and continue and continue, but without further ado. Anyways, I really hope y'all enjoyed today's video. That will be it for today. If you liked today's video, please leave it a thumbs up. If you didn't, please leave me a comment down below letting me know what you would like to see instead. And I will see y'all next Friday. If you have any questions about today's plants, please leave me a comment down below. Or what would be really cool is if you can tell me your 5 favorite plants of February. That would be awesome. I would love to see that. Maybe you have a plant that I don't, and maybe I want to explore that. Or maybe you don't have one of these plants and you want to explore it. So anywho, again, I really do appreciate y'all as always, and I really do hope you'll have a wonderful planty day. Bye!